The Blackhawks roared over the Sierra Madre Oriental Mountains, their shadows looking like big birds against the rising sun. Inside, the U.S. Special Forces and Mexican Marines looked serious. You could see the weight of their mission in their eyes. Operation Condor had begun, their goal, to take down the Sinaloa cartel, starting with raids in San Miguel de Allende and Mexico City. The risks were huge, the danger, very real. They were about to jump into a storm of violence, a whirlwind of bullets and blood. The American commander, Captain Miller, checked his gear one last time. Next to him, Lieutenant Veracruz, the Mexican commander, touched the Virgin Mary pendant he wore around his neck, a silent prayer, a shared hope to make it out alive. For both countries, this operation was a big risk, a last-ditch effort to fix a problem that had gone on for too long. This wasn't just about drugs. This was about justice. This was about taking back their streets, their cities, their future. San Miguel de Allende, a beautiful old city in Mexico, was about to see violence. The pretty cobblestone streets, usually filled with tourists and music, now echoed with the loud sounds of gunfire. The cartel's hideout, a normal-looking house outside of town, was surrounded. A bright flash grenade exploded through a window, followed by the rapid fire of M4 rifles. The cartel members, surprised during their morning coffee, grabbed their guns. Curses and prayers mixed in the air as they shot back with their AK-47s. A rocket-propelled grenade flew past a Marine's head, exploding against a wall and sending debris everywhere. The surprise attack had worked, but the fight was far from over.
Defend yourselves. Kill them all.
The cartel wasn't giving up easily. They were ready. Years of fighting other gangs and avoiding the Mexican military had made them tough. Armored SUVs built for rough roads sped out of hidden garages. Gunmen, wearing masks, leaned out of windows firing their AKs, the air filled with the smell of gunpowder and blood. Grenades exploded, sending shrapnel flying across the streets. A Marine shot in the chest fell to the ground bleeding. The cartel was fighting hard, knowing that being caught meant certain death.
My God, please protect us.
The peace of San Miguel was shattered. Scared people hid in their homes listening to the terrifying sounds of gunfire. A young mother holding her baby prayed, her tears mixing with the sweat on her face. An old couple hiding under their kitchen table held hands, their faces showing years of hardship, now facing their biggest fear. The streets, once busy, were now empty, except for a few scared dogs hiding from the violence. Shop windows, once full of colorful things, were now broken, the glass reflecting the flames from a burning car. The beautiful image of San Miguel de Allende had been torn away, showing the ugly truth underneath.
My fellow citizens, she began, her voice calm amidst the storm. Our nation is facing a serious threat, but we will not be scared by these criminals. This operation is needed to bring back order and safety.
President Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo spoke to the nation, her face showing worry. The president's words were meant to calm people down and show strength. But behind the calm appearance, things were very uncertain. The Mexican people, seeing the violence on TV, were worried. They knew the cartels were everywhere, even in the government and police. Fear was a powerful weapon, and the cartels used it well. Trust in the government was weak, damaged by years of corruption. Mexico City, a huge city full of life and history, was hurt by the cartel's attack. A car bomb exploded near the Palacio de Bellas Artes, a famous building, sending a shockwave that broke windows and shook buildings. The beautiful building, a symbol of Mexico, was damaged, its front covered in smoke and debris. The explosion sent glass and concrete raining down, hurting many people. Emergency workers raced to the scene, trying to help the injured in the chaos. The attack on the Palacio de Bellas Artes was an attack on Mexico itself, meant to scare people and show the cartel's power. In all the chaos, there were moments of kindness. Captain Miller, his face dirty with sweat and dust, told his men to secure the area, his voice calm. He saw a young girl, crying, holding a bloody rag to her arm. She had been shot.
"Medic!" Miller yelled, waving to one of his men.
The medic, a young man from Texas, knelt next to the girl, gently checking her wound. He spoke to her softly in Spanish, calming her down. The medic quickly stopped the bleeding and eased her pain. In that moment, amidst the violence, kindness went beyond borders, showing the power of human empathy. As the sun rose over a damaged Mexico, a tense quiet fell over the country. Operation Condor, a risky mission, was over. The cartel, though hurt, was not defeated. They would come back, stronger and ready to fight. The fight was far from over. The cost of the operation had been high, lives lost, both Mexican and American, innocent people hurt. The scars of this fight would last a long time, yet there was a little bit of hope. The Mexican government, encouraged by the operation, promised to keep fighting, to get rid of the corruption that helped the cartels grow. The future would be difficult and dangerous, but for the first time in a long time, there was a feeling that things might get better. The Mexican people, tired of the violence, wanted change. They wanted a future where their children could live without fear, where the law was followed. Operation Condor, despite its problems and its cost, had given them hope. It showed that even in the darkest times, bravery and determination can win. The fight for Mexico's future was not over, but an important battle had been fought, and a fragile peace had been won. The long road to recovery had just begun, but for the first time in a long time, the Mexican people dared to dream of